Welcome to the Business Spotlight podcast. My name is Kay Cote, and I'm your host for today's episode. And today on the show, I have Sam Stein, founder of Cold Cycle Coffee, here as my guest. And we're going to be learning about his business, his journey to business ownership, best practices, and challenges that he's faced to give you that inside look to what it's like to build and operate a business. Well, hello, Sam. So great to meet you. Thanks for being on the show.
Howdy, it's my pleasure.
I love a good howdy. I'm not gonna lie. Well, welcome. Before we dive into all things business, feel free to share a bit about yourself.
Oh, my name is Sam. I'm from Austin originally. Grew up here. Went to undergrad in Houston, and then started doing some engineering stuff for a hot minute. Recently got through business school and am starting Cold Cycle Coffee, which is my startup about cold brew coffee.
Oh, I'm excited. Well, I'm a coffee fiend, so I'm very excited to have this conversation with you. Tell me, like, how did you go from engineering to cold brew?
This is a fun story. I was actually at a on a work trip in Venice. I was
Oh,
not a coffee drinker beforehand, like barely any, but every like 30 minutes we'd be like coffee break, get espresso, fell in love with the culture. I came back to Austin, or actually it was Houston at the time, and just it was too hot. So I fell in love with cold brew.
oh.
Um, yeah, and so I was brewing cold brew at the time. I was living with a roommate, and I don't know if you know how cold brew is brewed. Do you?
I might, but I'm sure I'll butcher it, so I'm gonna let you just
All
run
right.
the show with that.
Yeah, no. So what you do is you basically put a bunch of grinds in a large sum of water and just leave it there for 24 hours, and then you take out the grinds and serve it until it runs out. I was living with a roommate at the time, so naturally he would always finish it, and then in the morning I'd be late for work because I'd be out of coffee and I'd have to dig out the old drip machine. I'd be under caffeinated; it wouldn't be even what I wanted. So I went out to make a better coffee machine. I came up with the idea quite a while back, but there was not really a good market for it to launch. So I had a handful of jobs understanding basically how to make things better in the consumer goods field. Then I went to business school because I was still not being quite able to launch. Met my co-founders, Bruce and Monica, and now we came up with a prototype that has been sellable, and now we're launching into the business world.
Congratulations. I love this story. And so, how long have y'all been in business?
The current iteration has only been about 4 months. We didn't have something that was sellable. It was a little bit sketchy to serve from, but now we're very happy with our product.
Okay, so is it coffee you're selling or a machine or both?
We're selling a machine.
Okay.
We have a patented process that brews cold coffee in 30 minutes instead of 24 hours. This was part of that inspiration with my roommate, just so I could be able to have my cold coffee in the morning.
Oh, okay. Now I'm understanding. Because otherwise, it's like steeping tea, but for 24 hours. And so you've got this device now that helps uh, expedite that process.
Mhm.
Okay, so is it just you three on the team currently, or do you have any employees? Like, what's your kind of structure look like?
It's really just us three right now. I'm doing the technology work and some of the executive work, and we have Bruce who's doing the COO part. He's coordinating everything, making sure everything is going smoothly, and we have Monica doing the marketing, who is fantastic. She's just leading that and making us a real brand instead of just a way of making coffee.
That's huge. It's like branding and marketing really is everything, isn't it?
Very much so. I'm a nerd. I've done models left and right, and with the marketing component, it just changes everything.
Oh, so yeah, let's actually deep dive into marketing a little bit. What are some of what are your goals with your marketing currently? First of all, like who are you selling to? Are you selling to businesses or are you selling to consumers?
Right now, we're selling to coffee shops primarily. They're our beachhead market. They know the industry back and forth. We're using them to build up a brand so that they know what the coffee is versus other types of cold coffee. Um, so right now, it's only B2B, but you'll see it in coffee shops growing as we expand.
I just thought of something. I was like, kind of, it just popped in my head. Have you thought about bars? Because like with the espresso martinis are huge and they have to brew, they have to do all this stuff, they have to chill it. So you would just have a product that's chilled.
Oh yeah, we we've run some samples of so we have a proprietary like capsule that we call it a saddle bag that keeps our grinds measured, easy precision filter bags that work every time. So we popped in some vodka instead of water,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, and made a very strong caffeinated, very strong alcoholic beverage that our COO Bruce is still raving about.
That's cool because he's like a one-stop shop for because that is like the biggest thing, especially in this area. I've seen is espresso martinis. Everybody's drinking them.
Oh, they're fantastic. It,
Totally.
it's it brings a new sweetness to it that is just amazing.
Very cool. Well, I'm excited about that. What are some of the ways you're marketing? Are you like doing a lot of word of mouth or social media? Like, what's your strategy?
Right now, we're doing two campaigns. We're doing a word of mouth campaign and a sales campaign. We're frankly going door to door and talking to coffee shops and roasters. We find that the roasters have a really interesting and dynamic relationship with anyone who uses their beans, and we're using them as basically communication tools with coffee shops in a broader sense of what we're able to do on our own. We're also we're working on Instagram, bringing up hype, showing people the difference between cold brew, cold cycle coffee, and even the flash brewed coffee, which is hot coffee that's poured over ice, which is relatively common in the industry
Yeah,
and
that
not
makes
very
a lot.
tasty.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I like that kind of edutainment model that you're going for with your Instagram.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, very cool. Okay, so let's look at challenges because as business owners, there's like a challenge around every corner, right? What is something through this process that you have found challenging?
Oh, getting a built good to product to market is really difficult.
Mm.
Like one our number one goal is make first off make a safe, delicious, tasty, repetitive product. Just getting through that process has been like very difficult. It's going to be even harder to scale up and get and make sure balance all of the excuse me. Let me take a second to gather those thoughts, but it's going to be a really challenge to like juggle selling all these products at the same time as having a concept that we're showing and an idea that's not quite it's still in a prototype phase. And so that's our biggest struggle right now is showing a prototype and promising a final product.
Okay. So you haven't went into production yet. You're doing the prototype, focusing on sales, and
Yeah, we're
then
focusing on sales and we're also doing a fundraise right now. We're actually just to the point in the fundraise where we can go get manufacturing started. I have a handful of manufacturers that we're talking with right now, and we should probably make up our mind and start the design work either Monday next week or the week after that. I'm very excited about that. That's where I'm going to shine.
that's honestly, I relate. I relate. I think that's so much fun, especially when you start to see that thing come to life and you're like, okay, and it's making coffee and this is my brainchild that's kind of coming into existence.
Oh yeah.
And now looking at the future of where you want to go, where do you see the company going in, say, 3 to 5 years?
So cold brew is growing as a part of the coffee market share. It's taken about a third of the market, or cold coffee, I should say. It's taking about a third of the market, and I see this taking quite a bit of that market share. I think we make a better product. It uses less beans than a regular cold brew or even a flash brew. It takes up less space. It's a full stack solution, so it goes from beans to brew, cold brew, like cold as in temperature, like physically. It'll cool down the beans for you, cool down the coffee for you, and just the speed of it is unmatched. So I see it taking over. I see you being able to have a nice coffee solution in your restaurants and your offices in ways that you can't currently. So I'm really excited to see it take off and go to all these places that that are less familiar with coffee.
Definitely, definitely. Well, thank you for sharing about that. And I kind of want to take it back to a little bit about you and your day to day. So, because it takes a lot to make something happen. So, what is your day to day as a co-founder of this, co-owner? What does that look like? Are you focused more in the business or on the business right now, or kind of equal?
Um, it depends on what it depends on what's happening and what the events are in the area. If it's a slow day, we always meet as a team, and then I'll be part of the just a sales trip, talk to some people, see if they're willing to do a prototype or a pilot for us. Um, that's a common thing. We also talk to investors on a regular basis. There's a lot of coffee being drank in all these conversations, which is both fun and sometimes it's asleep, but it's a lot. It's just a fun dynamic. But yeah, a lot of coffee.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so you mentioned doing a fundraiser. What is your fundraising that you're doing right now? Is it like a GoFundMe or are you more in the investor space?
We're more in the investor space. We're doing a safe round right now. We're looking to get the money needed for manufacturing and the original marketing budget so that we can get the full rollout. There's a certain amount of units that we need to sell so that we can become a profitable company, and
Hmm.
hope and we're trying to get that number marketed to people so we can still have some time to experiment and grow and make the best product possible for the market and coffee shops near you.
Definitely. Now, are you looking to start locally or are you like what's your reach where you want to have your product sold?
So because we were starting with door-to-door sales, most of our coffee shops are in Austin. If you've heard of Trianon on Bee Cave Road, they were one of our first people to use our product, and they were like, "We're going to use this only for our fancy beans. We're going to have a fancy product. It's going to be a little bit a higher margin, single origin, and it's going to be a little bit rare." But then within a couple of I think actually weeks or days, they scrapped their whole cold brew program and started using with ours only. And so, sorry, I just got really excited about that
Cool.
that client.
Congrats.
But like you'll see us in Austin first, and I think you'll see us in Texas second, and throughout the United States, and not too long of a time.
Congratulations. I like the trajectory of everything that you're working on. And kind of like you have two other partners. What is that dynamic like? How do you guys work together? Do you divvy out specific roles or how do you guys function as a trio?
Yeah, I came in with the tech, which is why I'm positioned as a CEO, and I do a lot of the executive functions around the product and the and basically making sure it's real, making sure it's proper, and making sure the technical numbers are correct. Bruce does all of the work on making sure the business is going in the like working in the right direction. He's making sure that the sales numbers are there. We usually both go knock on doors to to get those sales, which is a whole lot of fun and a whole new part of life as a lowly desk engineer from before. Um, and um, and we both work and all of us worked. And Monica works with us a lot with making sure that the customer knows what they're getting. She makes sure that when we do the demos, that it's properly documented, that it's shown, and really highlights the difference between the two, where me and Bruce are less able to articulate. She does a great job of showing how the customer responds to our coffee and its benefits, and we love it.
Amazing. Well, it's so cool. I'm happy for you. And I think there's a bright future ahead, especially when it comes to bringing great coffee to the world. It's like it's speaking my language. So I know a lot of millennials feel that way.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, like who, so you're targeting coffee shops, you're reaching out, you're growing. What is something you're challenged with currently? Like what's the biggest thing that you would say is challenging you?
The biggest challenge that I have right now, it's a mix of that the executive decisions on the production. There's a lot of like who are using how many parts that we can add to the machines, how many features we can add to the machine before it becomes too expensive or we can't afford to run the business as we're planning on it. And so we work with our customers, we talk to them. Everyone wants, the highest thing possible, but when push comes to shove, sometimes their decisions are more based on function than than what they would ideally hope. And so listening to our customers and then really putting a value to what they are asking for has been really a challenge that we've been working hard on.
Hmm. What are some of the things that you're doing to remedy that challenge or to kind of like work through that?
So we work with a lot of surveys. We work with a lot of where we ask a lot of people questions, so, and we keep numbers and metrics on basically what they ask for and what their responses are if we talk to them about how much it's going to change in price
Mhm.
based on those suggestions. We also just do a lot of experimentation. We brew anywhere anyone asks for us. That sounds a little bit overblown, but when there's a really good group of people, we'll gladly take our machines out, our prototypes out, and brew for people and show people and get real time feedback and talk about what we can change and how to make it best fit the market for for maximum usage.
Nice. Well, thank you for sharing that. Now I want to dive into a fun part of our Q&A called our rapid fire questions.
Amazing. All right,
Okay,
let's
so
do it.
all right, there's four of them. So I'll start with
Okay.
number one is what is a key to success for you?
A key to success is everyone winning. I found that making sure that all the teams going together and succeeding together is very important in any business endeavor I work on.
I love that. Very true. Number two is what is a piece of advice you have for other business owners?
Uh, Try and make mistakes. I know I've made a few and move on fast.
Yes. Yes, that's such great advice. Number three is what is, it could be a book, a podcast, an article, just anything that you've read recently.
I read whenever I travel, I go find a bookstore and go to the international section or the international section and buy an English book because it usually highlights something very interesting about whatever culture. So I read Beautiful Star by Yukio Mishima, which was just a wild, just perspective changing book from the 60s. Just crazy guy.
Oh, cool. I like that. Okay, yeah, we might have to talk about that after our call to deep dive a little into that.
Sure.
And the final question, if you had a magic wand and you could rapidly improve one aspect of your business, what would it be?
I feel like the magic wand would get people to believe us before we we have to go through the demo process and all that stuff. People don't believe how incredible our machine is until they actually see it, and just the ability to break through that would be amazing.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Before we go to our final question for today, how can people connect with you and your business online?
Oh, please follow us at Cold Cycle Coffee on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn too, and please visit our website, coldcyclecoffee.com. Join our newsletter, and if you're a coffee shop, restaurant, bar, even an office, please sign up for a pre-order. We'd love to have you as either a pilot or get our production model to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam, for our final question today. And this one, take your time. Have fun with it. What is most inspiring to you today?
I have to say the rain. I love the rain in the summer. It just changes the smell of the world. It brings life back to Austin, and the hint of green over the next week is going to be really here. So I'm really excited about that, and that's my little inspiration for the day.
Ah, thank you, Sam. This has been so fun. Loved hearing your story about what you're working on, and I wish you all the best with your endeavors. Thanks for being on the show.
All right, thank you.